there will be no announcement of the burial of this girl until there is adequate and satisfactory answers in relation to her death. They have moved out of the stage of mourning and they are joining hands with every single Guyanese who will join their hands in ensuring that the truth is unearthed. And so if it means that this body has to be embalmed, they are also exploring that, but they will not put her to rest in the earth until answers are given, until a satisfactory investigation is done. And that is their position.
Mr. President, with regards to the Adriana Young case, we know that
will the FBI be asked to assist?
I'm not going to belabel this point anymore. Everything that I've committed to in the case, we brought in the independent pathologists. They have done their work. There's an independent investigator in. I've done what I said I would have done. The political handlers are now at work aggressively. Let the political handlers deal with what they want.
So the FBI will be asked, in addition to Mr. McCutcheon.
So we had Sir Brian a couple of days ago in a video say that he believes that Adriana was abducted from the bathroom, the washroom. And looking back yesterday at old family statements made on social media, Stefan, the uncle, said that she was seen heading towards that washroom and kind of called back, which we haven't heard before, or at least I hadn't heard up to this point. So before that, I thought, because of what the grandmother said, that no one had seen her go towards the bathroom, but now the uncle said, in fact, they did. So let's look at the first picture, and then I'll talk about why I'm saying this. So if this is the first photo that we have of that day, which was taken at 1:29 p.m, and at this point we can see that the grandmother is sat there, all the family are sat there together. Now I have to note at this point, grandmother isn't fixing food for any of the children, so I'm not sure at what time that happened, but we know Adriana and the other children are all playing in the pool. In the second picture, which is taken at 1:33 p.m, we no longer see Adriana anywhere in that picture. So this is kind of close up of that picture, and again, we don't see Adriana anywhere in the pool. Now, if Adriana was taken from that washroom, then we need to look at the washroom. So let's zoom in. Now, what we see here is at the point where Adriana's younger cousin would have seen her on the other side of the pool away from the grandmother, we do see wet footprints. You can see from behind this little girl, there is wet footprints leading into that bathroom. And from what I can see, there is none coming back out. Those footprints are still wet as well at 33, which means sometime in a 4-minute bracket, Adriana quite literally walked into that female bathroom and never came back out. So I just want to add to the note of my last video showing the moment that Adriana was placed in the pool. A lot of people have either been confused or worked to discredit that video. It's taken from drone footage in order. So today I'm going to release the whole drone footage, but there is 5 parts to it, and I think I'm going to have to do it on YouTube because you can't put unoriginal content on TikTok when it's like a paid account, so you just can't. I don't know if I'll get away with putting videos on that I'm not in. But I am just waiting, first of all, for a professional to clear up 2 of the pictures for me, including that one near the pool. Sorry, I have to wake up. Including the one by the pool, where you can see the person in white on the edge of the pool. Now, when people say that it happened after she was already recovered, that can't be possible because she's in it. She's in the picture. And also, I'll just show you this picture of Sir Brian when he's going to get her out of the water. The smoke is already there from what I'm saying. So when I'm saying it was already alight, it was already alight before she was recovered. So smoke is still visible there. And even if that smoke coming off of the tyres, it still shows there was smoke over the top of the pool at one point, which is when I'm saying she was placed into the pool.
Probe is ongoing. The investigation is at the evidence gathering or evidence accumulation stage. The detectives, they are currently examining several possibilities and theories, and at the end of the day, those theories and possibilities will be evaluated against the evidence and the facts that we have in our possession. I was just informed that an independent investigator will be coming in the country tonight to assist Ramsey Guyana Police Force in conducting the probe of Adriana.
What assurance can you give to family members at this time who had some doubt in the initial stage about the police investigation in this matter?
What I can say is that our investigators, we have selected the best to work on this matter, and the investigators are very objective. And I've instructed them to ensure that they do not disregard any information or any evidence during this case.
Is the girl's family okay with the foreign investigator?
I won't be able to answer that question. You'll have to ask the family of the investigator.
No, there are some reports that they're not in favor of it.
I haven't seen those reports.
And you talk about persons coming forward and giving statement. How is that process going so far?
It's going smoothly. The investigators will have contacted some family members, a few of them during the course of the weekend, and we anticipate that we will be able to question at least 2 more individuals who were at the pool on the day that Adriana Young went missing.
What about the hotel owner? What's the latest with him?
The hotel owner, there were certain conditions that were imposed on him for him to continue to report to the police on a daily basis. That is ongoing, and based on the press release that was disseminated to the public, he was also prohibited from leaving this jurisdiction whilst the court was open.
I can ask you about Linden. What's the latest with the officer, Mr. Primus?
That investigation was conducted by the Office of Professional Responsibility in collaboration with the Regional Security System. The Criminal Investigation Department had no role to play in that investigation.
Crime Chief, can you speak to the credibility of a photo that began sharing on social media this weekend of Adriana in the pool on the day she went missing?
I do not want to speak to any photograph unless I see the photograph, but what I can tell you, as I told some of my colleagues earlier, the investigators, they are in possession of video footage prior to Adriana. Well, it's either prior or at the same time when an alarm was raised that she was missing.
Is this from the hotel security?
No. The investigators were reliably informed that the camera that was affixed to the pool area, that camera wasn't working on the day of
But
the
did they confirm that the camera was indeed not working?
I didn't hear you.
Were they able to confirm that the camera was indeed not working?
Correct. Our forensic video analysts, experts, they would have went through the DVR and they would have confirmed that it wasn't working.
U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Nicole Terriat said Monday that the United States has not received any request from the Guyanese government to involve the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, in the ongoing probe into the death of 11-year-old Adriana Young. Speaking with reporters, Ambassador Terriat clarified that such assistance would require a direct government-to-government request.
The way that it works is that it's a government-to-government request, so the government of Guyana would simply have to make that request to the FBI, and they would determine based on their capacity and their resources if they're able to assist. As you know, they came and did a very, very thorough investigation after the Mahdia fires, and they were instrumental in that. So we're happy to accept that request if that is what the government wishes to do.
Our comments come as public pressure mounts for international involvement in the investigation, with specific calls for assistance from the FBI, Scotland Yard, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Over the weekend, there were announcements of a planned protest outside of the U.S. Embassy in Georgetown, urging American authorities to intervene. Despite a heavy police presence and a cordon around the U.S. Embassy in Kingston on Monday morning, no protesters turned up. Terriat said the planned protest was part of free speech.